We should be live now. It'll be like a 30-second delay here for everyone in the chat to get caught up. We appreciate your patience. We had some sort of a power outage. Not sure if someone tripped over a cable and plugged it back into the background, or if someone plugged in an air conditioner somewhere in the line. But regardless, we are back. We are starting round number 10, which is our still part of the second time these pilots have met. Then we go into our third section, rounds 11 through 15, and that will be our final throws of the competition. All the pilots are in a round-robin format, which means they meet each other 3 times. We're going with Lehman and Rainmaker, your next to go. Some of you want to watch our live stream at the same time, you're more than welcome to do so. Broadcasting right now in 3 places. Easiest place to go is go to YouTube, search Multi-GP. That's Multi-GP, multi short for multi-rotor, GP for Grand Prix. Multi-GP, and you should be able to find our live stream there. Secondly, you can find us on Facebook as well. You can go to livefpv.com, FPV short for first person view. livefpv.com's Facebook page, and you'll see that we're streaming live there. Also, you can see all the results and all the clips at mgp.livefpv.com. However you are enjoying us, we are live and back live, and thumbs up and all clear. You're good? I don't have my screen over here, though. So pilots, are still about 45 seconds before we launch you. Just have a lot of science to do. It's not on. Probably has to. Is there a power button? Is that all we needed to do? Is hit the power button? No one's working. This one does not seem to be working. We're gonna reset on that 45 seconds. Oh, now we're back. Now we're gonna go to 30 seconds, 25 seconds. You got your pilots. Race band 1, race band 3. Okay, I am on. That was my mistake. That's my first mistake of the day. 4 and 8. Thank you. There we go. We got full video. And now we're back, cooking with grease. Goggles down, thumbs up. Rainmaker versus Lehman. Pilots, arm your quads. Stand by. Stand by. We have no video on you, Lehman. Race band 8. Race band 8. Race band 8. Stand by. Yeah, we're not getting you on our DVR. Are you sure you're on race band 8? Okay. Did we lose power here? Just give us 45 seconds to figure out what this is. I heard a no. We weren't able to save the channel on the ground station receiver. It's all coming together. Resetting that clock at about 40 seconds now. Adrian's on it. You got this. Uh-oh. Did you cycle all the way around? There's 40 channels. You missed it the first time. Go 39 more times around. We broadcast on 5.8 analog video. Within our band, the ISM band that is legal with the FAA, no, FCC for us to use, the ISM band. There are only 40 possibilities within there. We're just going to cycle out ground station receivers. I like your style. Doing a great job. There's 40 different channels, but at any given time, the maximum that we can fly is 8 simultaneously. Because we need separation between the channels of 40 megahertz. So here we're using race band 4, race band 8, which are frequencies 5769 to 5917. Within that 5.8 or ISM band, it's the same range as most Wi-Fi access points and repeaters. I have static on 8. Can you flick your pit switch real quick for me? Oh, no, not yet, not yet. My bad, I have your video now. Positive confirmation of video. And we reset one more time. Graham Parkinson said, someone was charging their phone, I bet. Be a heck of a phone to plug in to kill our power. Be one of those Zach Morris 60 amp belt phones, bag phones. Here we go. We're starting in less than 30 seconds. I'm going to start that clock again at 30 seconds. Did you want to put it up or no? Back to 30 seconds, 29. We're getting there. Together, we will get there. Really, you've had a lot of choices on who you're going to fly, and we definitely appreciate you selecting Adrian and Scully Airwaves. Sometimes our gear may not be dialed in, but we'll eventually get there. Here we go. Goggles down, thumbs up. Arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. There's Go-Town Lehman with the whole shot. Rainmaker running second across our line. Race isn't won on lap number 1. Again, the last time that we saw these two together, Lehman got the win. But a pretty good grouping here as we'll see how this plays out here. We're about 1 lap done. Your leader, Lehman, with the light blue props going off to the left to right. He's now on lap number 2. Our start-finish gate is right about at our 50-yard line. The Pyro Drone or Pyro Drone start-finish gate. The Rainmaker just went through onto the lead lap as well. 9.5 seconds back off of our leader. Again, our leader is Lehman with the light blue props off to our left-hand side. About to go through our second-to-last gate to our start-finish gate. 1 more lap to go onto lap 3 with a 21.8. With Rainmaker batting cleanup. He's about to cross over with the blue props, blue LED. He was 9.5 seconds back off of our leader, now about 13 seconds back. And it'll be a checkered flag ready to fly here at Pyro Drone for Lehman. 3 laps in 62.5 seconds here, round 10, heat 1 for the win. And that is going to keep him leaving the number 2 spot here in the competition with our totals, as we will now round things out with Rainmaker here in the final lap. Wide turn and across the line, 3 laps in 1:22. That'll be 2 wins to Lehman over Rainmaker, and Lehman now solid in the number 2 spot. And heat 10, or round 10, heat 1 in the books. Up next will be KW Boost and 8 in High Flyer. Loft and McGap are on deck. High Flyer and Loft in the hole. Again, KW Boost and High Flyer up now. On deck is Loft and McGap. In the hole, High Flyer and Loft. Totals coming in. We now have 7 wins for Lehman. And KW Boost up now versus High Flyer, looking for the win. And, of course, with the win here, that'll leave him tied for second with Lehman. Here just past the midway point of the competition. This is heat number 29 that we'll be gridding up in just a little bit. KW Boost with 6 wins. And High Flyer looking for his second here in this round. They're working their way back to the flight line. We're right here. You have a long break. You're not anxiously awaiting, you're just awaiting. Up on deck, anxiously awaiting, slash in the hole, and waiting. You got a break, you're good. Here we go. Pilots are ready to fly. High Flyer versus KW Boost. Goggles down, thumbs up. Arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Gonna be High Flyer look to get across that line just ahead of KW Boost. But KW Boost, oh no, was pushing it too hard out on the backside. And he's able to recover, get back on his way, still in the number 1 spot. He's at the split S. And we're a flag back. High Flyer had KW Boost within reach, give or take. And now 30.6 for KW Boost on to lap number 2. And High Flyer through our gates. 8 seconds behind KW Boost. That is the tightest he's been able to keep the fast pilot in his sights here, and we'll see how this plays out. KW Boost through our gate. One more to go, the 21.5. Making his way through an orbit section. If you watch the first-person view up on the screens, you'll understand the orbit section on the backside. And about to make a pass. Here comes High Flyer towards our Pyro Drone gate. He gets onto lap number 3. KW Boost crossing over right behind him, though. Just about lapped him, but will get the win regardless. 3 laps at minute 17 for KW Boost to win round 10, heat number 2. And that is now going to leave him tied in second, I believe, with Lehman. With one more to go in this round, and that is not going to make a difference. And High Flyer still working on improving those lap times. They're going to finish things up here. Left, right. Sweeping left-hand turn to our Pyro Drone start finish gate. 3 laps in a minute 51. That is, I think, a second best for High Flyer, and he'll definitely take it. Going to use that speed. One of these matchups coming up, and that one is in the books. Looking at our scoreboard now, still with that tie. Lehman and KW Boost with 7 wins in the number 2 spot. And up next, we go to Loft and McGap. McGap already with 1 win to his credit. If he wins over second, third, if he wins this one, that'll give him a lead of 2. Going into our next round. This is Heat 10. Loft and McGap are up on deck. High Flyer and Loft in the hole. Lehman and McGap. Last time this pair met, the win went to McGap. McGap has only fallen victim once this entire competition. As we look back, it'll be David who slayed Goliath. Trying to figure out who that was. KW Boost got the win over him, right? That was in round number 2. KW Boost got the win. And that rematch is coming up here shortly as well, right? We're about 5 races away from that rematch. See how it plays out. Here we are with Loft and McGap. Good luck, pilots. Goggles down, thumbs up. Arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Let's go to McGap. First one off the blocks. He's going to be the green props well out in front. And Loft, Baton, cleanup, running in the number 2 spot. Playing it safe, seeing if McGap is going to make a mistake. It'll be tough to keep McGap in our sights. He goes across the line with a 19.0 on lap 1 onto lap number 2. Full send, full throttle, wide open. The backside of our course. And is about to make the pass right here. Boom, making the pass on lap number 2. Gets by Loft as McGap goes on to lap number 3 with a 17.007. Was watching Loft come smoothly with a big, wide, sweeping line out of the final gate before the start-finish gate. With McGap with a tighter line, making that pass, and McGap will get the win of round 10, heat number 3. 3 laps in 53 seconds. That's a 19, a 17, and a 17.2 for the win, and now he will lead the field by 2 wins here after 10 rounds of competition, still with another 4 to go. And Loft, 2 laps in minute 11. He will bring it down, and round number 10 is in the books, and they are screaming on the midway for McGap's win. Now another one, and his incredible lead here after 10 rounds as we get ready for round 11. Up next will be High Flyer and Loft on deck. Lehman and McGap in the hole. KW Boost and Rainmaker. Scores top to bottom. Of course, we have McGap with a lead of 1. Is that right? Yeah, a lead of 1. He's got 8 wins, 1 loss. No, there we are. There's a lead in up now. It hadn't updated. You messed me up. High Flyer and Loft are up. Lehman and McGap are on deck. KW Boost and Rainmaker in the hole. So McGap only with 1 loss, 9 wins after 10 rounds of competition. That's a lead of 2 over the field. Lehman and KW Boost tied in second with 7 wins apiece. And down in fourth, Rainmaker with 5 wins. Loft and High Flyer still tied in fifth, sixth with 1 win apiece. And we're going to match them up right now for a third and final time. High Flyer versus Loft here in round 11, heat number 1. We start. The first time they met, Loft got the win. And the second time they met, High Flyer got the win. We lost the internet? I haven't. Everything good, bud? Oh, but we're good? Just a little hiccup? I don't think it's the number of people at the state fair today because there's not that many. This is probably the best day to go to the fair. Do you know that the Greater Baton Rouge State Fair is on until next Sunday? It goes for 10 days. Starts on a Thursday, ends a Sunday and a half later. It's a long run. Sunday is a chill day here at the fair. No lines. This will be one of the matches to watch. High Flyer versus Loft. High Flyer's been getting faster. Each of them with a win against each other. This is that best 2 out of 3 situation here in round 11. And this could break our ranking on who's 5th, 6th. Well, mathematically, it will break it. But it should make the difference, or could make the difference right through to the very end. Loft just making a last-minute quadcopter modification inside of her pit. Oh, second, want to thank a couple of our partners you see on the bottom right-hand corner of our live stream, or you did see on now in the top right-hand corner. Our friends at Baton and Emax Motors, ESCs, props, antennas. I got the Emax Avens on my multi-GP spec racer at home, thanks to our friends at Emax for their support. Team Black Sheep, known for their video transmitters and antennas right now in the game. And, of course, their control link known as Crossfire, which allows UAV pilots to fly at great distance on long range using their Crossfire technology, innovative and leading the industry. Also, Diatone USA, partner of this event. A great way to get into drone racing. They have the drone that's basically full components that are interchangeable. Break an arm, just slide a new one in. Your new camera, slide out the pod, slide another one in. Next race is going to start here in about 30 seconds. Just going to wait until these guys go by. They're keeping the swamp safe. Greater Baton Rouge Sheriff Department out on their gator. Hunting gators. Course is clear. Loft versus High Flyer. They're tied on a best out of 2 so far. Goggles down, thumbs up. Arm your quads. Live on the Tone in less than 5. Go Tone, and it's going to be High Flyer just ahead of Loft on the whole shot, and off they go here on this grudge match. Now Loft just ahead of High Flyer. Now High Flyer just ahead of Loft. Holy guy. Out of that orbit section. And Loft, I think, with a little bit of a mistake. Now High Flyer with a little bit of breathing room. And here goes High Flyer into the down and back section. Ahead of the second last gate. Loft now about 2 flags back in second. Onto the lead lap we go. High Flyer with a 39.4. Loft with a 41.9. Separated by 2.5 seconds here on their opening lap. And now Loft trying to regroup and refocus. up and over that hurdle section. Now just 2 gates back here on lap number 2, 2 to go, with High Flyer holding that lead, going around that split S gate. Loft going into the side of the gate, 2 gates before the split S, and super blurry video on his FPV feed, which means I think we may have broken a camera or at least smashed it out of focus, or we have something in front of the camera, but it is not looking good. High Flyer sliding on to lap number 3 now with a 36-0, just consistently putting together those laps in the 36-second range. You open with a 39, but we've been seeing a lot of 36s, and now on this final lap, he met the white flag, about to meet our checkered around our split S. Huge statement back by that cement pad. Now into our down and back section around these flags, around Black Sheep, around Video Aerial Systems, now to the Red Stick Racing, and over to our Pyro Drone start finish gate. Across our line, 3 laps, a minute 54, and High Flyer with the win of race number 31. And that is now going to put him up into 5th legit out of that tie, and that gives him 2 wins over Loft in their head-to-head matchup. And heat 11, or round 11, heat 1 in the books. That was heat number 31. Scoreboard making a difference. 2 wins now to High Flyer up in the number 5 spot. Up next will be Lehman and McGap on deck. KW Boost and Rainmaker in the hole. McGap and KW Boost. This is round 11, heat number 2, with first and second, third getting ready to battle. McGap has 2 wins over Lehman, and each time that they have flown, McGap has let Lehman get the whole shot. The pass is happening on lap 1 and lap 2, if memory serves me right. Double A saying nobody has more fun than multi-GP and Trappy. That's true. Who has more fun than us? Nobody. And Trappy from Team Black Sheep. Also, our friend Tommy from Diatone. JD from Emax, our great partners of this event. The Team Black Sheep, Real Serious Toys. That Crossfire, definitely another game changer. We're talking about Turtle Mode being a game changer. That Crossfire has been a game changer as well, allowing the control link. We talk so much about the video link, but the control is equally as important. You need to be able to control what you see, FPV, and traditionally using the 2.4 band for control, but with Crossfire down into the 900 range, which is away from all of those impeding or interfering frequencies of 2.4 and other pilots' control. Definitely a game changer. This is McGap versus Lehman. 2 wins to McGap over Lehman. And if Lehman wins this, that would bring McGap within reach of 1 in this competition. If McGap wins this, it's going to make it very hard to catch him in win points before the end of these last 4 rounds. Good luck, pilots. Goggles down, thumbs up. Arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Low tone is going to be McGap just ahead of Lehman through our start finish gate. And now Lehman just ahead of McGap, making a pass already. Lehman with the blue props, McGap with the green. Lehman now with a 2 flag lead. A 19.9 for him to start things off, and a 21.7 for McGap in second. 1.7 seconds back with 2 laps to go. Lehman, your leader to the good. Up and over that split S section. Now we're just 1 flag back still with McGap. Gonna chase to Lehman. About to cross onto this final lap. Lehman with a 50, with an 18.5. McGap with a 17.6. Are separated by 0.8 of a second out of that orbit section. Both of them go at about the exact same time. And it's still Lehman just ahead of McGap out of that split S section. Now in the down and back section. And man, your leader just went full send into, I believe, a flag. And the win will go to McGap. Lehman almost had him in that one. While we have a second, of course, we have tons of time. Just a gorgeous lazy day Sunday. Adrian, our boy in the truck here, going to play that back and see what just happened to Lehman, who that was his to win. He had a 1.5-second lead the first lap, an 0.8 of a second lead the second lap, and was able to maintain that 0.8 of a second, almost a second lead over McGap until the, I think the flag right before the final gate is what he bit. So we're going to play that back, the tail of the tape, just to see what happened. While they're retrieving quads, we're playing back the tape. We'll await our next pilots to get ready. KW Boost and Rainmaker will be up. McGap and KW Boost will be on deck. Rainmaker and High Flyer in the hole as we go back here to lap number 2 with the replay again. You're watching Lehman ahead, about to cross through our start-finish gate. There's 0.8 of a second difference here in this replay. Lehman on the right-hand side, McGap on the left-hand side. On to this final lap here. Watch the split S. Lehman still with that 0.8 of a second lead down and back. And it was the gate, the final gate. Just went a little wide into that sweeper. McGap kind of had him in his sights, but that was Lehman's to win. And 3 laps, 58.5 seconds for McGap. His last lap at 19 and change. And he was trying to catch... Because he missed a gate? Oh, honesty in the backside. All right. Well, that will give 10 wins now to McGap. That leaves Lehman with 7. And as we get ready to grid up here in round 11, this is the third heat of 3 in this round. It's KW Boost versus Rainmaker. That means if KW Boost wins this one, he will be second going into the next round. He's going to be matched up versus Rainmaker. And KW Boost with 2 wins over Rainmaker in their head-to-head here in the round robin. Ramble Ron saying, McGap, nice run. Engineer saying, check the flag slalom on Gap first lap. For real? For real? Your flag? Did you? Do you think you did? Let's play it back. Let's play it back. Well, we're going to play it back. Are you guys ready to fly? These guys are ready to fly. Do you have it back? Pilots, if you can give us about 45 seconds. We just want to... We had one of our judges in the chat. Go back to the very beginning. There you go. We're going to watch McGap in the flag slalom on the very first lap. We have judges in the chat. Ooh. I think you went the right side of it. See it one more time. Oop. Yeah, I know I got you. Yeah, but you're supposed to go to the right of that flag, so that's good. It's good, right? I agree. Do you agree? Yeah. Does anyone disagree? No, it was good. Yeah. He hit the flag, he went back, but he needed to be to the right-hand side of the flag, so technically he broke the right plane of the flag. So thank you, engineer, for bringing it back. Again, we don't need judges in-house. We have them online, and we love that. It's like the NFL as they go to New York to get those calls. We're actually almost going to New York with the engineer. Where's he from? He's from, like, it's not New York. It's not New Jersey. It's in there, somewhere up there. So he's from the Northeast. We'll take that. Here we go. Let's go green with KW Boost and Rainmaker. KW Boost looking for this one to move into second. Solid second. He's tied for second, but let's go give him second right now. Good luck, pilots. Goggles down, thumbs up. Arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. KW Boost first one up and across our line. Rainmaker right with them, though. This will be some good watching. The green LEDs are Rainmaker running second. The blue props are KW Boost in the lead. There's just a gate and a half separating them here on this opening lap as we go around that split S and on our way with KW Boost here on this opening lap. Rainmaker around that split S and on his way as well in that back section. 24.6 opening lap for KW Boost. And Rainmaker flying right into our start-finish gate, punching it in half. He's going to try and turtle mode his way out of it. And so, looks like he might be able to do it. KW Boost, caution through the start-finish gate. It's a little bit lower than before. On to lap 3 we go with KW Boost. And Rainmaker somehow getting back up. And Rainmaker going to try and destroy another gate for us. He gets back up and on his way. And KW Boost 3 laps in 68 seconds for the win here, round 11, heat number 3. And we will do a quick gate repair. Not the worst. Rainmaker making our start-finish gate a little interesting. Actually, watch on the FPV feed on the left-hand side of Rainmaker. You can see a little bit of a dent in Pyro Drone, but hashtag who cares? Hashtag send it. Hashtag Pyro Drone right there. And down we go. 3 laps in 68.0 for KW Boost. And that is the end of round 11. Just 4 rounds to go. And that is now going to put KW Boost solid up into the number 2 spot now, dropping Lehman into the number 3 spot, back by a lap, as our live stream team is on it. It's going to show you. Are you going to live stream the repair and do the repair at the exact same time? Can you do both? Can someone give Adrian a hand fixing that gate real quick? Here we are. Perfect. Thank you. This is for all of our viewers at home. And snapping that PVC in half. Do we have replacement PVC here?
We have PVC.
I think all the PVC left. Do you need another? Do we need another piece, or do you think it's gonna be okay? There might be another piece in that wagon on the other side of the fence. What do we think? Oh, we got some Gorilla tape. The good tape. That might be a whole rebuild. While we're doing that, they're talking in the chat about the McGap flag. And they said he still didn't go to the right of it, but we watched it back twice. He slammed into the flag that he needed to go to the right of, so he went back and he went to the right of it. He didn't cut to the left of it from what we were seeing from our DVR review. That was the ready-made RC flag that you need to go to the right of. Where it gets confusing for those that are watching it back in the replay as well is we have a 3-flag chicane which sends you to the right, and there's a horizon flag on that circle that you're actually supposed to stay to the right of ready-made and horizon. So those watching back the flag, now I'm getting called on how'd you mess that one up, it's blatantly obvious. Well, I'm not going to do the replay at the moment, but I'm going to continue with my explanation. You can go back and I believe within 95% certainty that I'm correct. So you go Fat Shark to the right of Fat Shark, to the left of FPV Direct, then to the right of Ready Made, which he slammed into. He went back and then went to the right of it, which is the easy line, the standard line. But then you go to the right of Horizon as well. So it's right of Ready Made, right of Horizon, and into the hurdle. Where it gets confusing is you chicane the 3 flags, but then you stay to the right of the other. If it was a full chicane, it would be a pretty difficult turn, but I believe that's where it looks confusing in that DVR review. For those that are DVR reviewing at home, and as much as I like to see the right thing happen, I also am always cheering on the tighter competition. I would have loved to have taken that win away, as that would have kept McGap's lead within 1, but again, after the DVR review, with my certainty, knowing the flags that you need to go to the right of Ready Made RC and Horizon, that I feel that he slammed into the flag, did do the correct line, and so he still maintains 10 wins to KW Boost 8 in second, and now that was versus Lehman, who dropped into third with 7 wins. Rainmaker's in 4th with 5 wins at the moment, High Flyer in 5th with 2 wins at the moment, and Loft with a win. There's a look at our leaderboard at the moment. And now that the course repair is done, thanks everyone pitching in. We didn't have internet again? Are you sure? Huh. It's in and out. Do you think it's our... Do we need to move our antenna a little bit? The thing is not overheating. Good. Want to move the antenna slightly? All right, here we go. Let me flip over to this screen. Now the course is repair. We're ready to pick things up here in round 12. 3, 6, 9. There's only 12 races left. McGap and KW Boost are up. Rainmaker and High Flyer on deck. Loft and Lehman in the hole. This is first and second gridding up. Is it good on my internet? Seems to be fine. McGap versus KW Boost. First and second. And they are tied in their head-to-head matchup. First time they met, KW Boost got the win. Second time they met, McGap got the win. If KW Boost gets a win here, that'll hold him within 1 win of McGap through the final rounds. This is the one to do it. If it was individual traditional racing, this would be your final. This is where you really got to chase the ace. McGap the one to beat, and KW Boost, your destiny is in your thumb tips. Let's get ready to go green. Goggles down, thumbs up. Arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. There's a go tone in the chat. They're saying they don't like calling people out. No, we definitely get that. We definitely appreciate that. It's extra eyes on the competition as we're short-staffed. Short pilots, but it makes for a great competition as well. This round robin, 6 pilots, 45 races. Why not head-to-head? And McGap is going to be your leader after 1 with a 19-1. And KW Boost just 3 seconds back onto lap number 2. 2 to go for McGap and KW Boost. McGap up and over that split S section. We're 2 gates back here with KW Boost. Now 3, a 17-7 for McGap on lap 2 onto lap number 3. KW Boost gonna do his best to catch him. He's 8 seconds back off of McGap. McGap around that split S. Into the down and back section and to our checkered Pyrodrone gate. 3 laps in 55 seconds. That's with an 18, a 17, and a 19 on his 3. And KW Boost with an 18.8 on his last lap. 3 laps in 64 seconds. Good finish for him. And the biggest thing right there, pushed it and didn't bite the ground. He was pushing and biting the ground this time, finishing his 3 laps. And we'll see how it plays out. But another win for McGap, now pushing him, continuing to push him into the lead. And I think that could give him a 3-win lead over second. We'll see how the math plays out here. Rainmaker and High Flyer are up next. On deck, Loft and Lehman. In the hole, Rainmaker and McGap. This will be round 12, heat number 2. Rainmaker versus High Flyer. Rainmaker with 2 wins over High Flyer. This will be the 3rd time that they meet up, but High Flyer has been getting faster. High Flyer up in the number 5 spot overall on our leaderboard. And Rainmaker in 4th. It was a battle of 4th, 5th. I think they're separated by about 3 wins. But now giving them a chance to race mano a mano, this round robin format. Marshall Scully saying, liking this format of heads-up style racing. It is a format, heads-up racing we've seen at some feature events lately. Over in Korea, they did this at the Australian Open. They've done this. Some pretty major events. They take that whole field and then down to the final 2 and maybe do a best 2 out of 3 here at the Greater Baton Rouge State Fair. As today is kind of a light day in the fair. Also here in the flight line, we had about 6 times as many pilots yesterday for team racing. So today, we've opted to do a round-robin format where all 6 pilots race each other 3 times apiece, and our podium, or top 3, decided by number of wins. And of course, the storyline here, McGap with 11 so far, KW Boost with 8, and Lehman with 7. Lehman still to go here in this session, so Lehman with an opportunity to get back tied for second with KW Boost. It may come down to the final round here for some of those podium positions. We'll see. Rainmaker versus High Flyer. These pair have met twice, and Rainmaker with those 2 wins. Let's see what happens. Goggles down, thumbs up. Arm your quads. Live on the zone in less than 5. High Flyer with the orange props. First one through the gate. And Rainmaker with the green LED and props, taking the lead at the end of the front straight. And on their way here on this opening lap. This is race number 35 of our 45 race program here in the round robin head-to-head matchup. Rainmaker still your leader with the green across our start and finish gate with a 31.4 on to lap number 2. Here come the orange props of High Flyer running second onto that lead lap, 8.5 seconds back off of our leader, watching Rainmaker work his way out of the orbit section. Do it down and back through gates, up and over our split S gate. Or drone racing, we race in 3D. Not just on the ground. Of course, we're in the air, but using elements that challenge our pilots to fly. They are watching the feed in real time. First-person view is how they're controlling. And Rainmaker, your leader, with a ringer-dinger in the middle of the field in the orbit section. And High Flyer getting onto this final lap with Rainmaker, but not sure if Rainmaker made enough of a mistake. We got 12 seconds to make up here for High Flyer. If the orange wants to catch the green, here come the green into the down and back section on the left-hand side. And it'll be around to our checker gate to give win number 3 of this matchup to Rainmaker. 3 laps in 96 seconds for the win of round 12, heat number 2. And High Flyer, 3 laps in 1:48. Another personal best, I believe, by about a second. 3 laps in 1:48. And that is it, and all under quad retrieval. Up next, Loft and Lehman on deck. Rainmaker and McGap in the hole. KW Boost and Loft. And this is Loft and Lehman. Loft wins. He's tied with KW Boost going into the next round. Loft wins. He'll be tied with High Flyer going into the next round. And Lehman with 2 wins versus Loft so far in this competition. We'll see what happens. This is race number 36. That gives us 10 races before podium. High fives. Pilots are ready. Goggles down, thumbs up. Arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Lehman with the hole shot. And Loft having some issues on takeoff. Upside down. Right beyond our start-finish gate. Now pretty side down. See if we can get back up in the air. Arm and go. Flip back over, usually a sign of a bent prop. He's going to put his goggles on his head, which is a way of bowing towards the champ. He'll give the win here to Lehman. Lehman probably going to run out the clock, probably going to do all 3 laps. He's about to wrap up lap number 2. Get a 23.2 to open things up. Lap 2, a 20.2. And now on his way onto lap number 3, this final lap. You'll see a lot of these pilots running out that clock because each and every one of these laps or packs on the track is just more time, learning the lines and getting faster, especially when we get into the final rounds. Every pack, every round matters. 19.0 and crossing through that line almost backwards. 19.029, that's 3 laps in 62.4 for Lehman. And that is it in all here in round number 12, which means we are top of the order here. Let's go round 13. It'll be Rainmaker and McGap. On deck will be KW Boost and Loft. In the hole, or anxiously awaiting, will be High Flyer and Lehman. And as we said, this will be Rainmaker and McGap. Lehman, you're anxiously awaiting. You're 3 heats away. So we have that tie situation once again between Lehman and KW Boost with a total of 8 wins. 4 losses, but let's focus on the wins. You have 4 losses. I said let's focus on the wins. You have 8 wins, 4 losses, the same as KW Boost. 3 of those were McGap. What's the other guy? You really want me to tell you? Let me find out. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. So let's see. Your first round, you lost to McGap. Then you won over Loft. Then you won over High Flyer. Then you won over KW Boost. Then you won over Rainmaker. Then you lost to McGap again. Then you won over Loft. Then you won over High Flyer. Then you won over KW Boost. Then you lost to Rainmaker in round 10. Rainmaker round 10. You want me to go back and look? I like the challenge. Scoring challenge. 10. Oh yeah, that is a challenge. So that is a correction. Thank you, Lehman. You had 3 laps in 62.5. Rainmaker had 3 laps in 82.4. So that is a correction. That is my second mistake of the day. Wow, not that I'm tracking. Very rarely make mistakes. Today's a very special day. I'm so glad that I could make a mistake with you guys, and we'd all remember that as the one day that I made a mistake. So I'm going to correct the scoreboard. Can you refresh that, Adrian? Let's just bring the attention to that I made a mistake again. My second of the day. There's a refresh. Here we are. So 9 wins, 3 losses for Lehman. So he's going to be in second. KW Boost, 8 wins, 4 losses. Rainmaker with 5 wins. High Flyer with 2. Loft with 1. And now the pot is right. Every pilot has 3 more rounds to go, including this one. We're at Rainmaker and McGap. On deck will be KW Boost and Loft. And the hole will be High Flyer and Lehman. Good luck, pilots. Goggles down, thumbs up. Arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Go tone off the race as we go. McGap on the left-hand side, Rainmaker on the right. McGap, your leader with the whole shot. Watch him in that back section already. Rainmaker taking the smooth line, going to try and take it easy here. See if he can squeeze a win, but McGap with an 18.7 to start things off. Rainmaker having a pretty good round. Looking at him come out of the split S section with authority moments ago. I'm watching McGap go into that split S section. They're separated by 11.5 seconds. It's just over half the track. There's McGap crossing onto the final lap with a 17.588. McGap, your leader, through the low side of the orbit section. And about to make the pass right about there. Making the pass in the split S maneuver ahead of Rainmaker. And now it's a checkered flag for McGap with a 16.537 on his last lap. 3 laps in 52.8 for McGap. Rainmaker 2 laps in 55 seconds. He's going to get onto that final lap and run out the clock as well. That was a huge win there for McGap. And again, a 16.537, which I believe is the fastest time on the course today. On this revised course, it's not the same course from team racing yesterday. Across the line we go. It'll be 3 laps in a minute 24 unofficially for Rainmaker, and that one will be in the books. Huge pass on that one in the split S section. That'll be 1-2. Watch back. Every heat, every lap is